Good evening and welcome everyone. We got ourselves a game here against Tyler from France. Uh, he's got a pony as his emoji, so it might not even be a he, or is that sexist? I don't know. No, it's a he. He's definitely a he, and he's a freak. Like, look at that profile picture, that manic smile, and this. Is that Zidane? Yeah. What else can we see about his profile? He's pretty decent puzzles, very bad in bullet, just a decent player, but clearly not in the same league. But it doesn't mean he can't pull off a surprise. I think with his bullet rating being so bad, it indicates that the deeper we take the game, the better our odds of winning. So we slowly whittle the game down to the last minute, and I'm likely to handle the pressure better than he would. What's going on here? Okay, we'll take that. So we're playing a certain setup of the English opening four knights, which is involves capturing on c3 and playing h6. Statistically pretty good for black, and you don't have to do too much basically. White has doubled pawns here, you see, so what that means is he can't do a pawn break against this fella. This pawn is pretty solid here. He's going to have to do something wacky if he wants to attack here. But what he does have is he has some momentum here potentially. So there you go. That's the trade-off. And he's playing it subdued. So let's just be patient and wait to see what's emerging here. Not clear. Not clear at all. Pawn up now. Would that be a good move to play? I suppose we have to play it, otherwise he just gets his plan, right? So this is at least doing something. He already preemptively moved his knight back, so we need to punish that kind of move. Backward moves like this, often they're pretty okay, but often they're also not. And I would say more often than not, it's a bad move. But he's managing quite well, and he's getting a fairly good structure, I would say. We can't quite sack the bishop. So we have to prepare for the inevitability that his knight will flourish. So what we could do is just coax a small weakness, at least. At least we'll get that much. Oh, he goes for it anyway. Hmm. I think we have to take it. Yes, and pretty comfortable position for white as well. He's got the bishop pair. Clock is even. And once he gets his bishop here, it'll untangle his pawns. So, yeah. It's getting pretty decent control of that semi-open file. I don't know what to say, but the game is fairly even, maybe even slightly advantageous to him. Somehow I feel like I'm about to slip. Somehow I feel like I'm about to slip here. We're in the crunch phase now. He still doesn't have this because of my knight. We're still holding on to that. And this bishop is outplaced. He's not placed well. I mean, he's holding on to that, which is critical, but now he's no longer placed well, let's say. Now that this pawn has come to the rescue, of course, it can always be undermined. So this is not a long-term steady hand. That's innovative. Maybe let's promote the trade of bishops. That helps us for sure. Queen looks like the correct kind of piece to try to slide in here and create some real dynamic, sudden attacking pressure. He's losing the plot here. He's losing the plot here. He thinks he's the one who's gonna just keep dictating affairs. It ain't that simple. You've given away your fianchettoed bishop, but you haven't smelled the danger. You're still playing with the previous reality. Okay, you're still going for it. Fair credit to that, but we're going for mate here. We're going for mate. So you gotta respond or else. We've got some pretty powerful forcing attack here, isn't it? Almost. Shit, I think I misplayed something there. Yeah, I misplayed it, I think. Okay, we'll still continue though. Yeah, it's too much pressure. But I think I missed a cleaner finish at the end. Anyhow, tough game, and eventually I had to hold my nerve there. But he played very well, all in all, very well played on both sides. Interesting that taking with this pawn is not as accurate as taking with the b pawn, which makes sense. You want to keep more central pawn mass. He didn't have that central pawn mass in his game, so it was a comfortable position for us. And he went back with his knight, which was not accurate, but this was a wonderful move, a wonderful sort of maneuvering. And even though he has the bishop pair, black is actually 0.5 ahead here. So that just goes to show how important this pawn is in the whole scheme of things. Yes, it's a pawn that's a bit of a target for white, but since it's adequately defended, it becomes a source of demobilizing or, space advantage. And here I felt I was starting to slip a little bit. And yeah, I was right. I was slipping. I was slipping, and white has the advantage now, but there's a killer blow here which he probably hasn't seen, and this wasn't quite the right idea. That definitely wasn't the right idea. He should have instead tried something like this. Well, it's still not clear, like, how does white really take advantage of this awkwardness for black because black's pieces are holding on but awkward. And after he traded this bishop, then he totally just didn't smell the danger. And he didn't accept what reality had to throw. He's like, I'm going to be boss. I'm going to show who's boss. No, man. I'm just going to come in all guns blazing. And yeah, I didn't finish it optimally. You see, taking that pawn is better. And this is a big difference in my view because it, I think it's a pretty big difference. Let's just see. I mean, I would have thought rook here becomes the move. Of course, queen here is playable, right? And then the pawn comes up, queen here. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, good game. Cheers.